My whole life, my parents saw me as a failure. It didn't matter what I did. Good grades, helping around the house, none of it was ever enough. To them, I was just useless. That's what they called me, day in and day out. It was a nickname that stuck, a brand they seared into my soul. They'd say it in front of friends, at family gatherings, even to my teachers. "Oh, don't mind him," my dad would laugh. "He's the useless one." Each time it was a small cut, but over the years, those cuts ran deep. The final straw came when I turned 18. I'd been saving up every penny I could from a part-time job they barely knew I had. My plan was simple: escape. Go to college, build a life, and finally prove them wrong. But they found my savings account, all of it, gone. When I confronted them, they were completely unbothered. My father just shrugged and said, "It's for your own good. Someone as useless as you would just waste it anyway. We're keeping it safe." That was it. The rage that had been simmering for years finally boiled over. I wasn't a child anymore. This wasn't just mean words, it was theft. So, I did the one thing they never expected. I took them to court. Small claims court, to be exact. I represented myself, armed with bank statements, text messages, and years of bottled-up pain. Walking into that courtroom felt like stepping onto another planet. My parents were on the other side, looking smug and confident with their lawyer. They probably thought it was just another one of my useless attempts to get attention. When the judge asked my parents for their side of the story, my father stood up, and with a straight face, he said it. He told the judge, "Your Honor, we had to take the money. He's completely useless with it. He can't be trusted to manage his own affairs. We were just being responsible parents." A hush fell over the courtroom. I could feel my face burning with humiliation. He'd actually said it. In front of a judge, court officers, and a room full of strangers. He called me useless. I saw their lawyer flinch. My mother just nodded in agreement, a look of pity on her face that was worse than any insult. I felt my resolve crumble. Maybe they were right. Maybe I was just wasting everyone's time. But then, the judge spoke. She leaned forward, her voice low but sharp, cutting through the silence. She looked directly at my father. "Excuse me?" she said. "Did you just refer to your son, a legal adult, as useless in a court of law as a justification for taking his money?" My father, suddenly less confident, stammered. "Well, yes, Your Honor. It's just what we call him." The judge's eyes narrowed. She took off her glasses and placed them on the bench. "Let me be perfectly clear," she began, her voice rising with each word. "This is not a family living room. This is a court of law. And in this court, we do not refer to human beings with derogatory labels. We certainly do not use such labels to justify illegal actions. What you call parenting, the state of this jurisdiction calls theft and emotional abuse." She turned her gaze to me, and for the first time in my life, I saw something other than pity or disappointment in an adult's eyes. It was respect. "Young man," she said, "you have provided bank records showing a consistent pattern of deposits from your employer and subsequent withdrawals that you did not authorize. You have presented evidence of your intent to use these funds for your college education." Then she turned back to my parents. The atmosphere in the room turned to ice. "And you," she said, her voice like steel, "have presented nothing but insults and a shocking sense of entitlement. Your argument is that you took his money because you believe he is useless. That is not a legal defense. It is, however, an admission of guilt." My jaw was on the floor. I could see my parents' faces go from smug to confused to pale with shock. Their lawyer was frantically whispering to them, but they weren't listening. They were staring at the judge as she laid down the law, piece by piece. "The argument that you were keeping it safe is null and void," the judge continued. "He is an adult. The money is legally his. Your actions were a violation of his rights." She paused, letting the weight of her words sink in. "I am ordering you to return every single cent you took from your son's account, in full, immediately." But she wasn't done. Oh no, she was just getting started. "Furthermore," she said, "I am deeply concerned by your testimony today. The casual cruelty you've displayed is alarming. I am therefore ordering you both to attend mandatory family counseling and anger management classes. You will provide proof of completion to this court. Failure to comply will result in further legal consequences. She looked at their lawyer. And counsel, I suggest you advise your clients on the potential for further civil action should they continue this pattern of harassment. Then, she looked back at me. Her expression softened. Son, it takes immense courage to stand up for yourself, especially against your own family. You are anything but useless. You are resilient, resourceful, and you have a bright future ahead of you. Don't let anyone, and I mean anyone, ever tell you otherwise. She banged the gavel. Judgment for the plaintiff. This court is adjourned. My parents were stunned into silence. They looked like they had been struck by lightning. Their lawyer quickly ushered them out of the courtroom, their faces a mixture of fury and disbelief. I just sat there for a moment, letting her words wash over me. Resilient, resourceful, courageous. No one had ever said those things to me before. That day in court, I got more than my money back. I got my name back. I wasn't useless anymore. I was the person the judge saw. I walked out of that courthouse with my head held high, the judge's words echoing in my ears. I enrolled in college that fall, just as I had planned. It was tough, and I had to work 2 jobs to support myself, but I never felt more alive. Years have passed since that day. I graduated with honors, started my own successful business, and built a life my parents could never have imagined for me. I haven't spoken to them since the day the check for my money arrived in the mail, as ordered by the court. Sometimes I wonder if they ever went to that counseling, if they ever understood the damage they caused. But honestly, it doesn't matter anymore. Their opinions no longer have any power over me. That judge didn't just give me a legal victory, she gave me my freedom. She showed me that my worth wasn't determined by the cruel words of others, but by my own actions and my own strength. And for that, I will be forever grateful. She saw me when no one else would, and in doing so, she helped me finally see myself. Thank you for listening to my story. If you've ever been made to feel small, remember that you have the power to write your own definition of who you are. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories. See you next time.